Hi. For your bell work today, I'm going to show you what it looks like when you view a homework help. This is for page 251 in your skills practice book. All right? Now, most assignments, you're given the even problems and the odd, but many times in the video, I'll work the odd. Now, the very first question is a review. It's saying, what is the definition of independent quantity and dependent quantity? Independent is when that quantity, that amount, is by itself. That amount is by itself. We also talked about many times it comes first. So, for instance, I work 4 hours. The hours that I work, that's my independent part. But I make, let's say, $10 an hour. The dependent, the part that it affects, is how much money I get. So in that example, if I make $10 an hour and I work 4 hours, 4 hours is independent, and the $40 I make, $4 times $10 an hour, that's the dependent. My check at the end of the month is dependent on how many hours I work. All right? So the independent is by itself, and it's usually first. Next, they work another problem for you. So in your skills book, when it's blue, that answer they already did for you. It's another way for them to give you an example. So here it says, Selena is driving to visit her grandmother who lives 325 miles away from Selena. She travels an average of 60 miles per hour. So right away I got a tip here. It says 60 miles per hour. So these labels, miles and hour, are probably going to be the things I'm talking about. They gave us an answer. They said hours. That's the independent, the number of hours she decides to drive in her car. And then, depending on how long she's in her car driving, will affect how far she goes, the miles. So independent is time or hours. Dependent is distance or miles. I'm going to work one more. Question 3. On her way to work each morning, Sophia purchases a small cup of coffee for $4.25 from the coffee shop. Okay, so what we're talking about here is not 60 miles per hour speed like in question 1. Here we're talking about a cup of coffee and the cost of it. So it looks like she decided the independent part, the independent quantity, was the number of cups of coffee she bought. She got to pick. She decided to pick 1 cup of coffee. So cups of coffee is the independent. And the dependent would be how much she charged. So her check, when she goes up to the counter, is dependent on how many items she purchased. So the dependent is money or dollars. And the independent is cups. Cups of coffee.